Are you single? And do you find it hard to find time to mingle? Then online dating could be just the answer you're looking for. Let me illustrate this to you. I have a brother. He works super hard and he's in medical school. Clearly, he has no social life. When he's not studying, he's in class, and when he's in not in class, he's studying, or if he's really lucky, getting some sleep. Clearly, he has no time for your typical social activities, such as bowling, going out, going dancing, whatever you may do to hopefully find a potential spouse. However, after spending a short amount of time online, he was able to find someone to start talking to. They immediately felt a spark. Now, you're not always going to immediately feel a spark to begin with, but they did. And they began talking for hours on end, 5, 10, 12 hours a day. Now, long story short, they're starting to plan a wedding. Do you think this would have been possible without the medium of online dating? The answer is definitely not. Let me explain to you why. They're two separate people living in two separate countries with two completely different jobs. Clearly, they were not met by regular means. He's currently studying medicine in Granada. She's a music teacher in California. How were they met? Clearly, their paths would have not crossed had it not been for the medium of online dating. Today, I'm going to show you some of the wonderful benefits that online dating can have. According to Colson Dirksen, there are 3 huge benefits to meeting someone online. These start with access. As you can see with the situation of my brother, online dating gives him the access to finding someone to date while not taking up all his time. How many of us have been on those dates where we're thinking, please let it in, when can it in, or we get stood up, etc. This takes up hours upon hours that could be used in other things. For my brother, hours that he has to be studying so he can pass his boards. Yes, online dating can cause a lot of problems, and it can give you a lot more access than you probably need. But if you aren't being able to focus with the access you have in front of you, then obviously the access online isn't going to help you anyways. However, if you aren't able to focus, you're just not going to focus. I mean, if you can't focus with a limited access, then you definitely don't need a large access. Online dating forces you to, another thing about online dating is that it forces you to communicate. Online dating forces you to get to know one another outside physical attraction. How many of you have seen someone that you thought looked really good and decided to ask them out and realized that the date was horrible and you had nothing in common? Now, online dating kind of gets rid of this because you're learning to connect with each other before the real deep dates that take hours or whatever. You either like the person or you don't, pretty quick. Being able to connect emotionally can make or break a relationship. According to Allison James, through online dating, you are given the opportunity to deep, meaningful conversations without the raging hormones getting in the way. It also allows you to focus on what really matters in the person you are getting to know versus being superficial and only paying attention to outward appearances. Just remember, looks are going to change. People are going to get old, they're going to lose their hair, they're going to get wrinkles, etc., etc. But how their heart is, what they think, how they feel, what drives them, what fears they have, etc., that's never going to change, even as the years take away the beauties of youth. Of course, the first time you meet one another face to face, it could be a bit awkward. Been there, done that. And usually the first few minutes, it's kind of ugh. But you get over it really quick because you have things to talk about. Besides, that first date isn't super awkward, whether you met them through a good friend or perhaps at a party. Every single date is going to be awkward. As you begin your journey of online dating, you're going to also get the chance to learn what really matters. This allows you to really connect with that person. Learning what really matters to you is essential, according to Julia Spira. You will be able to have a lot of self-reflection and realize maybe it isn't about what they do for a living or where they grew up. You will find out that there's much bigger things to worry about than those small peculiarities. You'll have the opportunity to talk to and date a wide, varied range of people. You might date a plumber, you might date an actor, you might date a doctor, or you might date a miner. And you can get to know all these people very easily and very quickly through online dating. Some people will click with others, and some won't. But at the end of it all, a lot of it's about self-discovery. Just as with most things in our life, we have to taste the bad to know what's really good. I mean, do you know what sour is until you've tasted the lemon? Probably not. Do you know what sweet is unless you taste the sugar? Definitely not. Dating works in much the same manner. We have to go and trudge through some of the crud and some of the muck and mire to find our frog that turns into a prince or a princess. We talk to a lot of duds until we find our stick of dynamite. Really, now you can see that there are many benefits to online dating. You're given a much larger access to meeting people than you would if you're relying solely on face-to-face interaction. You're given the opportunity to really connect with that person and to build relationships based on communication and connecting on a much deeper connection rather than what just physical. You're given a chance to discover what matters the most to you. What makes you click? What makes you happy? What annoys you? What can you handle? What can't you? And what do you want to live with the rest of your life? And what can you not live with for the rest of your life? Well, online dating is definitely not how our parents met. It is quickly becoming how our generation meets one another and how our children's parents have met. Just because our parents didn't do it doesn't mean that we shouldn't. So why not give it a chance? Let it work its magic for you. And maybe, if we're all lucky, one of us or all of us will become the millions of success stories like my brother.